Hello, everybody. This is Aya for When the Ancients Speak, and today I was talking to Eridil about what was actually supposed to happen, one of the events, anyhow, that was supposed to happen, and many of you have probably already heard about it, the false, quote-unquote, false alien invasion. Well, let me explain a little bit of how they were going to go about this, what you like to call the Cabal, or the dark forces on this world, and the reptilians and such. The archons that control this world had decided that one of the ways to get rid of the large number of humans wasn't just the vaccine. That's all part of the fun and games, see, because there's big games going on in the universe right now. How many are going to die by the shot? You know, this is like reality television series here for aliens, whether you realize it, because there are machines everywhere that record absolutely everything that goes on your world, everywhere. They can see through walls, they can see through solid objects. It's all a perverse form of Truman Show that actually exists. And I'm sure many of you are probably aware of something like that. Well, they watch pretty much the entire planet because you're so entertaining to them. And many of these aliens at one time or another have been human, so they understand what it's like to be human, and thus this is the interest in this planet and others that have humans and human-like and humanoid beings, because about a third of the galaxy is filled with humanoids because, well, quite frankly, Father has an affinity for the humanoid shape, because at one point he had assumed human shape through one of his avatars and had gone through the progression of many lives to see what it was like, while simultaneously being the creator. You know, he can be all places at once. Yeah. So he often creates avatars maybe the same way you might hire an employee to be a tester for products, right? This is precisely, and he gives his these beings just enough knowledge to do what they need to do, so that they don't realize that they're directly created and or made by Father as an extension of Father. I hope that makes sense. I know it can get a little confusing, but so anyhow, the point I was trying to make, was telling Eridil about, was that off-world we have received many data slips that there was to be a great hunt on the Earth, and that there was going to be a fake alien invasion, and that the people and or beings that wanted to participate in the free hunt, not entirely free, see, they had to give over certain things to the Cabal, which essentially comes down to chump change for most aliens, but that's a different story. What they were doing was saying, yes, come to Earth during this time. There's going to be a hunt, and this is just like the way that you people on this planet have hunting seasons, right? You have a season for hunting, and during that time a hunter can go get a permit, and they have to wear certain clothing, and they have to carry certain weapons, and then they can go out and they can have a grand old time, and they can tag and bag their moose, so to speak, as an example, right? So what exactly is happening is the Cabal has now openly invited dozens of alien worlds to participate in the hunt, and they only have a limited number of slots, you see, say about 1,000. But for those aliens that respond, they could come to this planet in a hunting party of a group of, say, 6 to 12, and come down to this planet, and they will assume the role of the bad invading aliens, right? And they will come to this planet and wreak havoc and actually physically go after beings, hunting them, killing them for sport, all for the entertainment value of all the other aliens who are also watching the great hunt, and of course for the billions of humans that will see this going on television during the false alien invasion, you see. So this is how they're going to add to the harvest. This was one of the ways. See, they don't just want to kill you all, even though you may think that. Oh, they want to get rid of you all, but they want to do it in as many colorful ways as they can. They want to have hunts. They want to have grand hunting. They want to do all kinds of cool and interesting things in the process of getting rid of the humans. So I just thought you should know that, and this is part of the reason why it's a really good idea to stay out of the main cities, because a lot of these hunting parties, guess where they get their permits to go? See, they have to stay within a limited area when they attack, and each different group of aliens have different areas, different cities to attack. Most of these attacks will be directed at main cities, especially those of the democratic persuasion or the liberal persuasion, depending on whatever that converts to on your side of the world. The Labour Party, for example, in England, I believe. But this is just one example of how these beings have literally called down what you would call mercenaries to come and hunt humans, and they get to keep you and keep the bodies they kill. And of course, this is great fun for them, and these are trophy moments, almost like the Alien series or the Predator series, if you recall, where it was a big deal. They want to go out and hunt, for that kill. That moment of that kill was everything for them. And then, of course, they would take their trophy after that. And the one who had the most trophies had commanded the most respect. Well, in these reptilian worlds, that's precisely how it works. And in some of the other darker alien worlds, that is precisely how it works. Remember, on Earth, as it is in the heavens. And that is my warning to everyone to stay away from the cities, especially when the alien attacks break out and people are being hunted. You see, if you're out of the cities, then unless there's a specific permit issued for your area, most of you should be safe within the hinterlands, I like to call them, or any place far out in the middle of nowhere. You would say out in the sticks somewhere. The more off-grid, the better, because you're a lot less likely to run into alien hunting parties, because they're going to stick to the areas where they can get the most kills and that kind of thing. Although there will be the occasional group that does enjoy hunting out in the wilderness. So you got to watch out for those. You see, some of those beings are already used to that style of hunting because that's what they have to do right now, and that is what they're doing right now.
They're going to the national parks and doing it.
Yes, and they're releasing people. They often give them weapons, too, and say, listen, if you can make it to the edge of the park, one of those deals. If you make it, then we'll let you go, and we'll even give you some... Yeah, they really give them good motivation. The last hunt I heard about, the humans that were involved, one of them actually got out, and they kept their word. They let the human go. But there were 3 others that didn't make it, and they were ripped to pieces. That's how they like to feed. And a lot of them won't even use weapons. They just revert to their primal selves. They're quite dangerous as reptilians in their natural shape and form.
Yes.
Yeah, they're formidable foes, especially the ones that are bred to be warriors. And the Dracos are pretty bad, some of those. But anyhow, I just thought I'd give you that little daily tip, I guess. Stay away from the cities, and hopefully you won't be on the dinner table.
Yeah, that's...
You see, Aradil, I told that.
Yeah, he did. And you know what? When we've had conversations with reptilians in the past, they have been perfectly honest about this. And you see, people think this is a joke. But these beings are being 100% honest about what they think about us. And they hate us. They can't stand us. They think of us as vermin. Like we think of cockroaches. That's how they think of us. And so for them, it's just, getting the job done, getting some of the population reduced. And if you've been watching some of these movies they've been putting out in the last 5 years or the last 10 years, they told you exactly what they do. That Alien and Predator movie where they found that pyramid in the North Pole or the South Pole somewhere, and that this stuff goes on. They're writing you movies that are actually going on in this planet. And it's, it's just crazy.
I suppose with that said, thank you everyone, and we'll talk to you again. Hopefully this information will find the right source, and that people will learn from this and not be involved in these things. Avoiding the cities at this point is probably a very good idea.
Really?
From When the Ancients Speak, we say thank you and have a wonderful day.